Today we discuss the divide command. The divide command is located within the Draw panel under the Home tab. In order to access it, you need to click the drop down arrow beside of the word Draw, and it's this command right here. If you let your cursor just sit on the command icon, this dialog box will appear, and it gives you just information about the command. In order to activate the command, you can click the command icon, which is the image that my cursor is over now. And in the dialog box, you see it's appeared. I can type in the word divide and then enter, and it's active. I can type in the letters div and enter, and it's active. So what I'm going to do here, just to show you what this is about, I'm going to draw just a really big line, 1,000 inches. Now, what the divide command does is it's going to take this line, this object, and it's going to split it into equal length segments. So in the command bar, after I've typed in the word divide and pressed enter, I'm prompted with select object to divide. So I'm going to click this long line, and then once I've done so, it tells me to enter the number of segments or block. Okay, so we'll talk about the block in a second. We do a whole separate video on blocks, on how to make them, what they are, etc. Just go watch that if you don't know what blocks are. But for the sake of divide, you might not need it right now, maybe later. So here it says enter a number of segments. So I want to type in 5, enter. There we are. So the segments are the parts of the line that are in between all of these target marks. It's like this is a segment. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. So I had 1,000 inches, and I divided it by 5, making each of these segments 200 inches long. So let's discuss what these little indicators are. So without them, you wouldn't be able to see where the indicators are, or let's say where my line is split into these different segments. So you need to go to Utilities, go to the drop down, and select Point Style. This box will appear. Now notice I've already selected this image, and that's how my segments are split up. You can select anything, so I'll just select something else so we can get the idea. Let's do this little square just because it's a completely different shape, and we'll get the idea. Point size. Now the point size is dependent upon these two options down here. These little radio buttons are what these are called. So here I'm defaulted to set size relative to the screen, meaning if I zoom in or out, well, I gotta do a little extra, it's not automatic, but if I zoom in and then do a thing, the indicators will appear relative to the screen, 5% exactly. But if I do set size in absolute units, now notice here, the percent sign went away and it was replaced by the word units. So let's do this one first. Let's just do 100 inches, because remember the units I'm in is inches. So 100 inches, and enter. There it is. It's beefed it up a lot. So 100 inches, and now we have our indicators at the center of each of these squares with that line on it. So let's go back to relative real fast. Go back to Utilities. So let's do that again. Utilities, Point Style. I'm going to here, you probably want something smaller. You don't want 100%. So let's just stick with that 5% that they had and enter. Okay, now as I zoom in, the size, notice, of this thing is it's beefing up, but that's only because I'm zooming in. But if I want it to be 5% of the screen again, I need to type in the word regen all. That means regenerate all. And then hit enter, and now it's back to 5% of the screen. Now notice when I zoom out, again, it's not going to just scale up. You have to type in regen all, and now we're back to 5% of the screen again. Okay, so that's all well and nice. Let's get rid of all those. And then we'll discuss the second part of divide. I type in divide, I click this line, and I'm prompted with or block. Okay, let's do block. You click the word block, and you're prompted with enter name of block to insert. So this is based on the assumption that you've made a block. I did earlier. I called it, I forget what I called it. I think it's called Trees Imperial. So I type in the name of it, and I hit enter. And then the command bar changes once more to align block with object, yes or no. Well, yes, I want to do yes, because I want it to sit on that line. I want each of the images I'm about to create to sit on this line, to be aligned with it. So I will say yes, or I will type Y and then enter. And then once I've decided yes or no, as relates to alignment of the object, I'm prompted with enter the number of segments. Well, let's do 5 again. Now here, this is really nice if you have something architectural, like these trees are from. They're from an architectural palette here within AutoCAD. So let's say we have, maybe that line represents the center line of all these trees, and it's, I don't know, along like a sidewalk or something. And I want these trees spaced so many, in our case here, 100 inches apart. And then we will do the conversion and convert it to feet. But that many feet apart. And you can do it very quickly with the divide command. So that's pretty much it. For the basic folks, just practice dividing an object like a line here, and then watch our other video when it comes out about blocks, and then come back to this video and practice inserting blocks as relates to divide. All right, well, good luck. Have fun.